Love you too, baby. Rod Watson, what's going on? What's going on? Y'all quick to put a request in to get into the live. Oh, I'm going to talk about some things today. I'm on my bullshit right now, so I'm going to talk about some things today. And you know it's rare that I talk about this kind of stuff anyway, so you know I'm on some bullshit today. I decided to have a damn way to start the week. Yo, listen. Yeah, my jaw dropped about the news. Listen. Now, y'all know who BC is, right? Because he looks so crazy to me out here right now. I'm like, God damn, man. You got us out here looking crazy out here in the conscious community. You guys out here looking crazy. But I told y'all. I warned y'all and I told y'all. I said, folks are going to get exposed in the conscious community. I told you this. I told you. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, but that type of embarrassment is on a whole different level. That's on a different level. Okay? But I told y'all what to look for. I just wasn't expecting it to go down like that. That kind of threw it. That there. I'm not going to hold you. I watched the videos of that. And we're going to talk about a couple of things because there's a couple of things with that's kind of got me feeling some type of way on one hand. There's just a lot of different dynamics going on here that I'm going to express and that I'm going to get off my damn chest. Billy Carson is who I'm talking about. Okay? Jay-Z and Billy Carson is who I'm talking about as of today. Okay? Someone said, who, Bitcoin? You can't be that ignorant, bro. You can't be that ignorant. Oh, just go look on YouTube and you're going to see it all over the internet. All over the internet. You're going to see it. If it says that I'm freezing, or if you're freezing, just log back out and come back in. Okay? Yeah, I was kind of shocked about it. But let me just express this one thing. Okay? I personally do not have an issue with Billy Carson. So let me just lay this down here on the table right now. I personally don't have an issue with Billy Carson. However, I have observed the conscious community. And I have observed a lot from a lot of our people in the conscious community. I've observed. Okay? Lord knows I've had my share of attacks left and right. We all get attacked. We all get so-called exposed, if you will. But most of our people don't even know what the definition of exposed really is. Right? They make up shit to create their own narrative and think that they're exposing something. You really can't expose a person who's an open book. Okay? I just gotta state that first. Okay? The thing that is happening within this community, and I want to get you guys' opinion about this. Okay? I want to get your opinion about this. Okay, we're going to talk about Billy Carson first. All right. So it came in my timeline on YouTube. What brought it to my attention was 19 Keys. 19 Keys popped up in my timeline on YouTube. And he was making a statement about how our people always seems to laugh at our people and are happy to see when our people take a fall, whenever it is Caucasians that is exposing certain things within our community. And I was listening to him. I didn't even realize something had went down with Billy like that because I wasn't in tune like that. And then when he brought it up, I decided to go search for it. And then all kinds of stuff started coming up. I mean, all types of stuff started coming up. I didn't even know this had even happened to him. Okay. And basically what ended up happening was, according to what I saw in the videos, he ended up, a guy that was working for Billy. I think he was Billy's editor. Knew some other guy that Billy knew. The guy that was the editor was going through some files of another guy that was Billy's neighbor or something like that. And basically, the guy that was his editor got a hold of the files and decided that he was going to expose Billy about this interview that nobody ever saw, right? And basically, it was an interview about proving, according to the scripts that he was citing throughout sources left and right, the stuff that he was sourcing. When this other guy asked him to do an interview, they set him up. They asked him to do an interview. They brought this other guy by the name of Wes. He's a Caucasian, but he's very versed and very well studied in ancient manuscripts. And so he was the guy that started challenging Billy's information that he was putting out there. And the reason why really they even came after him was because he was putting stuff out there, moving against Christians and stuff like that, saying, Jesus had a wife, and, questioning out whether or not, there was a lot of stuff that was talked about, that Billy was talking about, and he was citing sources. But then they brought the white boy out who was very well versed, and Billy didn't do his due diligence when the guy asked him would he do an interview. According to Billy, the guy was just in there in the actual interview along with the guy who was moderating the whole thing. And Billy literally went next door to the guy's house. He actually went to the guy's house. He had told his wife, I'm going to go over here and just holler at him, this, that, and third. Now, the guy that Billy didn't know about, I went to do research on this guy. And this guy is known for his knowledge about manuscripts and ancient texts. And so when you start getting into those types of things, and you start talking about things that are not in the actual manuscripts that you're citing your sources from, it becomes a problem. And so basically what happened was he challenged Billy's information. He basically ate Billy Carson's ass up. I ain't gonna hold you. He ate his ass up. He got him out here looking crazy as hell. Okay? And the guy was polite. He wasn't rude. He wasn't disrespectful. He was very calm in his demeanor. He was asking Billy questions just so he could get clarity himself to understand where he's getting his information from, and asking him some specific texts and things like that. And so then, Billy was citing his information as far as what he knew and all that type of stuff. And then the guy was coming back on him saying, well, actually, that's not actually what it actually says. This is what the actual text actually says. And this came from this and this and this. And actually, the stuff that you're quoting from is actually forged. It's just an actual forgery. So it looked extra crazy. It looked extra crazy in terms of some of the sources that he was quoting from. Unlike us in Black America, we don't go and we don't challenge the information. We don't go and do our own research. We don't do that. We just listen to what someone has to say because it sounds good. And I think this should be a lesson to the conscious community as well, that when it comes to, if you're citing sources and you're talking about specific manuscripts and specific texts, I think it would be in your best interest to go and do the research for yourself to see if these things are what's being said. And that's really how you got Billy, was the fact that he was citing sources that he actually didn't do his own research on. That's really how you got him. And he destroyed him. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you. It was bad. Like I would have melted in that live. I would have melted. This is the reason why I always say I get my information from within. You don't ever hear me citing books. When you guys come to me, you ask me, what books is this? You're not going to hear me citing a book. I tell you, I'll get my information from within. Now, they can't really mess with that because that's spirituality. That's a different level of stuff going on right there. That technically can be subjective according to the person who's going inside and getting the information. Okay? So, but when you start quoting specific texts, and you start saying certain things, there's always going to be somebody out there, if you're not careful, there's always going to be somebody out there that knows more than you do. That's why you always have to have a certain amount of humility whenever you're out here and you're putting this information out there. So, white boys made him look crazy. They leaked the interview on the internet. The dude that was actually his guy leaked the shit on the internet. Billy looking all crazy. Billy had to come out and he had to do it. He had to come out and try to clean it up. But even when he was trying to clean it up, it looked even crazier. So it was just like, damn, bro. The real thing you should have just did was, and this is a very real level, this is something very real, and this is going to be a lesson for him, and that goes for anybody else. The lesson about humility. The lesson about just coming straight out and just saying, you know what, I didn't do the necessary due diligence that I should have done to avoid situations like that, because it's very embarrassing. And I was embarrassed for him. And also, not only was I embarrassed for him, I was embarrassed in terms of how it represents our community. Because our community was giving him a pass and not doing the due diligence themselves. So to also maybe look at that and say like, damn, okay, so the people that are listening, what are you guys really listening for? Is this entertainment? Because now I'm starting to think, I really think now that 90% of the people that's in the Black conscious community are just there for entertainment. Okay? They're just there for entertainment. That's what I sincerely think it is. Because why didn't any Black scholars come out and challenge his information? Why didn't any Black scholars come out and pull him to the side and say, hey bro, let me holler at you real quick. I know you said this and this and this, but the research I did showed this, and this. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to embarrass you like that. I just want to put that out there. Maybe perhaps you can give you some insight as to how you came to this, because I'm not getting, this isn't, what you're saying isn't in these particular texts in the way that you're saying it. So could you kind of break it down for me and give me some understanding as to how you came to this? You know what I'm saying? I would have rather a Black scholar would have came out and spoken to him and pulled him to the side, not on the public platform, and said, let's handle this way over here, right? That's the way I feel like that things should have went down. But unfortunately, it didn't go down that way. And the very people who he spends his time with, that he's building his empire with, have decided to move against him to really embarrass him. And I mean, these videos have like hundreds of thousands of views on it. So this is literally destroying. It's like destructing someone's empire. The whole business and foundation that he created was based upon his teachings. So when your whole foundation, everything that you built upon is based upon your teachings, only for it to come out that your teachings are false, that literally destroys a person's entire career, everything that you build. Because now people have to question about your information. Now what's going to happen is people are going to start going back now and looking at other information, and now they're going to start doing their research to find out, is what he's saying true when he's speaking about other subjects? That's what's going to start happening now. And more videos are going to be made. I think I counted like 15, 20 videos. I think I counted so many videos I lost count. And then there's other people coming out more now and speaking on this more now. And this literally happened like, I think 5 days ago. So I didn't even know this had even happened. Okay? Now 19 Keys brought a point. And his point was, he didn't like the fact that our people were laughing at Billy, making fun of Billy, tearing him down. There were videos that I saw of brothers that were taking clips from the interview that he did with them and dissecting and breaking that stuff down and giving their own commentary on it. Now, on one hand, I'm thinking, okay, damn, why does it have to be us that's doing this? Then there's the other hand of, why did this even happen in the first place? You know, always look at everything happens for a reason, right? I don't think this happened by accident. I think this happened for a reason. There's something behind that. Something was set into motion on him to bring this out to light. Now, I don't know why, and I don't know who, because I didn't look that deep into it in that way. But I do feel like that there are things that happen for a reason. And I had to ask, why did this come out on him like this? Why was this done? We don't know these people. We don't know what they got going on behind the scenes. We don't know nothing. We don't need to know nothing about these people. We don't know shit. But I told y'all, I warned y'all, and I told y'all. that this was going to happen. I specifically said, you guys better be careful out here. The exposure is going to go from the higher levels all the way down to the lower levels. And I specifically said, watch what happens in the conscious community. And because he's so big within the conscious community, the black conscious community, because he's so big, and that is a serious hit. That's a serious hit. Okay, that's a blow. And then to make matters even worse, they showed the video of Billy Carson getting his paperwork together, I guess, to threaten people about filing a lawsuit. And Billy Carson is caught in a video on a Ring camera, knocking on his door, walking on his white boy's door at 3 o'clock in the damn morning. 2:30, 3 o'clock in the damn morning, knocking on this man's door. I guess trying to stop it, trying to clean it up, and to try to serve this guy while he's in the house with his family sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, look, we live in what country we living in, y'all? What country we living in? We live in the United States of America. Well, I don't anymore, but I'm just saying the majority of us live in the United States of America, right? As a person of color, you don't knock on no white person's door at no damn 3 o'clock in the damn morning to serve them papers. That is all over the internet. So that looks crazy to me. So to make matters even worse, this is how you're responding. This is how you're reacting. I don't understand that. Listen. And then if he would have got shot, then what? What would the community be saying then? You don't make moves like that. You get your attorney to handle the business. You don't get involved in anything whatsoever in terms of that. Like you're trying to go and actually intimidate someone. You don't do that. Especially somebody on the level that he's operating on. You don't go knock on no white person's door or any person's door that matter at 3 o'clock in the morning. What you do is you do what they do. You go, you hire a lawyer. You have the lawyer hire a process server. That process server goes and serves in the papers. That's what you do. I don't care where he lives at. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do shit like that. It just makes it so much worse. Oh, it was him. Because you can see him in the video. It's definitely him. Now, someone says, I get what you're saying, but all skin folk and kinfolk, I don't want to see people who look like me fall when they're genuine and they're really for the collective. Well, that indigenous woman, I can't say whether or not this man is for the collective or if he isn't for the collective. It's not for me to judge that. It's not for me to judge that, whether or not he's for the collective or not. If he's not for the collective, then I guess Source will deal with things accordingly. And this is the reason why I said, I warned y'all and said that these things were going to happen. But my question I want to ask you is this. Are people who look like us wrong for laughing at him? Should we be the people that bring correction to Billy Carson? Or do we let the others come out there and embarrass him? I just want to see how y'all feel about that. I'm not saying not bring correction. Correction must be brought. But what I'm saying is the other people that look like us wrong for tearing him down along with the white folks? Because, you know, they have a history of this type of shit. Let's not pretend like they don't have a history of this. They have a history of it. Your answer is not right or wrong. I just want to get your opinion. Okay? Is this correct or not correct? I want to start a discussion. Because I think it's something that we need to have a discussion about. Because it's becoming more and more clear to me as the day passes that we need to start dealing with our own in our own way. We need to be the ones to start bringing the correction. We don't need other people outside of us to bring any type of correction to anything. I think that we need to be the ones to handle it. And besides that, it's going to be worse coming from us anyway, because the way we think from a collective standpoint in the sense of how you're making us look. Bro, you got the whole community out here looking crazy as hell because the community is what gave him the pass. The community is not who checked him before it got this far. This is the reason why I'm saying this. I should have never even gotten this far. So on one hand, I can also see your point about the selfishness and maybe the person might not be for the collective. I can see that. I can see where you're coming from with that. But it's just something I want you to think about. But I do feel like we should clean up our own house. I say let source handle it, and however that happens, then so be it. He should want to correct himself internally. Of course, you know that this is going to... Listen, do you understand the level of humbleness that has to hit him at this point? Because if he's not going to come out humble after everything got exposed now, then I feel like the conscious community will humble him. I feel like we are going to be the ones that's going to come and humble him, because the white folks then did what they did. They decided to go ahead. This is how I see it. We got another arrogant out the picture. Now their whole credibility is out the window. I don't want you to understand something. This dude was on Joe Rogan's show. He was on the Joe Rogan show. That's how big Billy was getting. He was on the Joe Rogan show. You know how big you are when you get on the Joe Rogan show, y'all? How much noise you're making if you get on Joe Rogan's podcast? Are you serious right now? You know how many millions of listeners listened to Billy Carson when he did that interview? Only for the backhand stuff to turn around and come back and bite him in the ass. And I guarantee you when he did that interview, that thing was set in motion for them to shut his ass down. I guarantee you. Because the way they set him up was so smooth, the way they did it. And I think there is a lesson in humility here. A lesson in checking your own ego. That's some harsh lessons that people are going to have to go through. That's a harsh lesson that I feel that he's going to have to go through now. Okay? You're going to have to go back and listen to the live. I already broke it down, baby. You coming in late. Someone said all lies will be exposed. Well, remember how that God complex kept coming out yesterday during your readings? I think that applies to him. It applies to a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are suffering from that. A lot of people. A lot of people. But the collective can't check him if they don't listen. Yes, they can check him if he doesn't listen. You know how they check him? You know how they check him? They stop listening to him. Simple. I'm going to tell y'all right now, this put a dent. He's on Gaia TV. This dude's been on so many of their platforms. So many of their platforms. Only to find out that he wasn't putting out the correct information. And them showing the video of him knocking on this dude's door at 3. I'm telling y'all, I already know how this going to go. I already know how this doesn't end very well. This doesn't end very well. That brother's going to have to get with a priest. He's going to get some work done. Something. I don't know. He's going to have to do something, fam. He's going to have to do something to quiet that energy down. Something. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he's going about it now, because so many people have their eyes open on everything that's going on. And, you know, we as a community, we like to hold our people to a higher standard when they mess up. We do. We hold people to higher standards than we hold to ourselves. We will hold somebody else to a higher standard than we won't even hold ourselves to the same standard that we'll hold somebody else to. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. Our people love negativity and they love to tear down shit. If they're not successful and they see somebody else that looks like them that's successful, they want to see that person fall. That's the truth. That's the truth. And what I see is a lot of us out there that are participating in that, and that's why I had to put the disclaimer out from the very beginning and say, I do not have an issue with him. However, I don't like what went down and the way that went down and how that made us all look as a conscious community. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Because now what's going to start happening is everybody's going to start coming in even under more scrutiny. People that are on his level are going to come under more scrutiny now. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. As long as the person is being 100 all the way across the board, then they shouldn't have anything to worry about. At the same time, I don't think that we're the community also that should get passes. I don't think we should do that either. I'm not giving Billy no pass. He doesn't get a pass from me. Because at the end of the day, you know how this goes. Eventually, somebody's going to catch up to you. And someone's going to challenge what you're saying. I just hated that it had to be them. I hated it had to be them in the way that it was done. I hate that. Because all their stuff is circulating on all their big platforms. Because they have bigger platforms than most of us do. And circulating through all their big platforms. And I feel it is designed as a character assassination to destroy what he's built. On the other hand, we could say, well, he destroyed himself. Okay, there's the other flip side to that. He destroyed himself. Okay, so there's the other flip side to that. That's a double-edged sword. But I just wanted to bring that to you guys. I just wanted to bring that as a discussion, as a conversation to have. But this is just one of many that's going to take a hit. He's not the only one that's about to take that fall. There's a few others that's going to take a fall. A hard fall. A hard fall. No, I said Billy Carson. I don't know who you talking about, fam. It is because the others do not serve God. They want him to tear himself down because they don't serve God. It could be it. Use your blood clot discernment, man. That's right, baby. You're going to have to go back and you're going to have to listen to it, beloved. You're going to have to go back and listen to the beginning of the video to understand what happened. I'm not going back and I'm not repeating myself. When celebrities put out a statement, it's damage control. When celebrities don't put out a statement, it's all fake news for entertainment. That's actually incorrect information at Cosmic Guild. That's incorrect information. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to protect what you have because there are people out here that really will try to go out here and destroy your reputation. And when you worked hard for what you have, you are. If Jay-Z didn't come out and put out a statement, it would look even crazier. I'm going to tell you that right now. It would look even crazier. Things are a little ass backwards in the thinking of the collective and how they see things because they're not operating in that space. You're not operating in that space that Jay-Z's operating in. So I can see why he's not doing this to impress the regular people. I want you guys to understand that. His reputation is not... He's not saving his reputation for people like you and I and other regular people. That's not what this is about. He's saving his reputation because of his business dealings that he has to deal with operating on that level. There's a big difference. He's not concerned about you. He don't even know who the hell you are. He don't care about you. He don't even know you exist. But when you're a billionaire and you're operating on that level and you got all kinds of business dealings and all kinds of stuff going on for yourself, for your wife, and you spent years building up this empire over a period of time, over a period of years, and you put in some work, whatever you had to do, work plus rituals, I don't know, whatever the hell, allegedly. Whatever it is that he had to do to build it up, the bottom line is he had to make some serious sacrifices to make that happen. So when somebody comes out and puts out that type of allegation, which is very serious, then yeah, it looks crazy. And it's all over the damn news. It's on all mainstream media. Okay, Jay-Z looks crazy as hell. And this is coming from that attorney who took on that 120 victims, right? And this attorney ain't no slouch. That's the thing. If you go and research that attorney, he's not no slouch type of dude either. This dude is no joke. He's not to be played with. So when you got someone on that level that's coming after somebody like a Diddy, that's coming after somebody like a Jay-Z, that is very serious. If it wasn't serious, it wouldn't be all over the news right now. You know what I'm saying? That makes me think, since it's all over the news, that also lets me know that the gatekeepers that he's been dealing with, has already said, okay, we've shut the door on him. Now I'm gonna tell you when they shut the door on Jay-Z. I'm gonna tell you when it happened. I'm gonna tell you when they shut the door on Jay, in my opinion. When he came out last year at the Grammys last year and talked about Beyonce and how she didn't win Album of the Year and just how blunt he was about it. I looked into that situation and there was a lot of chaos that took place after that happened. There was a lot of people arguing, a lot of people fighting. There was a lot of drama that went on behind the scenes there. Now, what you don't know is, I'm gonna say it like this. Allegedly, and this video is for entertainment purposes only. Just want to put that out there. Allegedly, they sent out their hitman. He got placed on the list right after that happened. Now, there's two ways that Hollyweird is going to execute you. They're either going to execute you, as in take you off the face of this earth, or they're going to do what you call a character assassination. I want you guys to understand how this works. They're going to do a character assassination. He was placed on the list right after he did that. Because the one thing about them people who are running those organizations is that they do not like to be embarrassed and they do not like to be made a fool out of. And they don't like it when you come out and speak. They don't want you coming out there and speaking out of turn. They want you in your place. We gave you this wealth. We'll take this wealth back. And this is what happens to our people when you make a deal with the devil. You are controlled. You are never going to see nobody in the United States that's operating on the level that he's operating on in the entertainment business specifically. Okay? I want you to be clear. We're talking about the entertainment space only and no other spaces. In the entertainment space. And think that you're not going to have somebody to answer to, because those people have to open the doors for you to get to that level. You don't get to that level just by hard work. You get to that level because those certain people have to open up those doors. And some people require you to walk through certain doors. And some people require you to do certain things in order for those doors to be open to you, for you to get certain passes to get on certain levels. It is what it is when you're in the entertainment space. We're not talking about no other space but this space. Now, in general, you're still going to have certain doors open when even if you're not operating in entertainment, but you're operating in business and you're operating and doing other things where you're an inventor or something like that. There's a ceiling for us, is what I'm trying to explain to you. No matter what, there's a ceiling. It's just that how you get there is going to be a different way that you get there. In the entertainment space, there are certain rules of the game that you have to play by. There's no getting around that. We say, okay, Jay, we're going to get Jay and Diddy. We're going to give you the power to control black entertainment. We're going to give you that power to control that. And that means that any other artists that are coming up under them that are not operating on that status, they have to answer to somebody. You have to get a pass. You have to get a cosign from somebody when it comes to us. And those are the gatekeepers that you have to deal with. And in those spaces, those particular people that you're in bed with, that you're making that money with, require you to do certain things, require you to participate in certain rituals. So you show and pledge your allegiance to them. And the first time your ass get out of line, well, here comes a leaked tape. Here comes here comes somebody coming out the blue all of a sudden, this new character coming out the blue. Where the hell does this attorney come from? You think this attorney ain't a Mason? You think that they didn't set him in motion to go after Diddy? To go after Jay? Of course they did. It's the good old boy network. This dude just came out of nowhere. So it seems. So once you understand how the game is played, then you'll know what to look for. Again, if you're a billionaire, you have to answer to someone. The reason why you have to answer to someone is because you are not controlling the economics of the entertainment business. You're still under those people. This is what racism is about. It's not about the color of someone's skin per se. It is about self-preservation, controlling the finances, controlling the economics, controlling the judges, controlling the courts, controlling all the different areas, okay, that allows you to run a country. It's them that's controlling that. They're the ones controlling the banks. They're the ones controlling the government. They're the ones that's controlling fashion. They're the ones that's controlling all the corporations. They're the ones that's always at the top of the food chain. So in order for you to get to the top of the food chain, you have to work with these people. So the racism, what true racism is about what I just said. Controlling all of the sectors that make things happen. We don't have that type of control because we're too busy giving our money to them. Now, if we were to say, okay, we're going to start building our own hospitals and our own grocery stores and our own school systems, and we created what you call a black party, that's going to change the game in a lot of different ways. A black political party, that's going to change the game in a lot of different ways. But because we have not done so, and we keep running back and forth and ping-ponging between these stupid-ass Democrats and goddamn Republicans and that stupid bullshit, any system that they created, because we keep participating in the system that they created, we can't get ahead. Because we don't create our own party and we don't create our own system. But yet, we are the biggest spenders of this economy. But we make up only 13% of the population. These people got rich because of us. And we don't want to see nobody that looks like us make it to that level. You guys sit up here and complain about people's prices. You guys sit up here and complain and find a way to tear somebody down every chance you get. It's a constant thing as to the reason why none of us can get ahead to get in that space. And then once some of us get in that space on a certain level, then you got to worry about COINTELPRO, which is when they use these alphabet agencies to go in and send people who look like you to go in and infiltrate and still tear your ass down, like they did with the whole thing that happened with Black Wall Street. When Black Wall Street came into effect out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they were not spending money with Caucasians. That's the reason why they went in and tore the shit down. They did the same thing in Philadelphia. We didn't have to spend money with them. We were wealthier than the Caucasians that was around us. They said, oh, you're not spending no money with us? We're not getting any of that economics? You're not sharing none of that power with us? Okay, we're going to bomb the shit out you and tear your whole shit down and kill all your people. And because they control the court systems and the law and the police and the agencies and things like that, guess what? Now it's another story in the history books. Now, I don't know if Jay-Z did what the people are saying he did. I have no idea. These are accusations. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't know. But what I will tell you is that I gave you guys a warning, and it looks like it's coming to pass. It looks like it's coming to pass. You and Dyer talking that sass. I'm in her. Y'all crazy. 2024 is wicked. Listen, you think 2024 is wicked. I want you to be clear about something. It's just getting started. Remember, the real new year doesn't come into play until April 1. So we got all the way until April 1. It's still 2024, regardless of what that goddamn Gregorian is talking about. Damn that Gregorian. Damn that. It's April 1 when that new year comes in. So you guys are going to continue to keep seeing craziness taking place. It's going to continue. Okay? You guys are going to see some crazy stuff go down that's going to have you shaking your head. Now, also at the same time, I told you that the Anunnaki are here. And I told you they're going after the people that are soulless. Now, just keep watching. Just keep watching. First, the empire got to go. Then you go. Remember that. If you are soulless, I'm going to say it again. If you are soulless, if you have done things to work against your community, if you built your foundation on a lie, the first thing that's got to go is the empire, and then you leave. In some cases, you're just going to leave. Everything without a soul is going to be eradicated. The only way that you lose your soul is if you do a deal with it. You would have to get that checked into at Spiritual JRNY. You got to get that checked into. And a lot of people did sell their soul for fame. And they're up out of here. Remember, you're going to start hearing about celebrities just disappearing. Or you might hear about celebrities found somewhere dead. Know who that is and who's behind that. Because I had a serious conversation yesterday. I would really love to get into it, but I got a quantum shadow work class I got to teach in about 5 minutes. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I found out some information about the Anunnaki yesterday. And what was explained to me was that the Anunnaki, I told y'all, I just found out not too long ago about them being angelics. I never knew that Anunnaki were angelics, but it makes sense now when you start thinking about Elohim. Elohim, it makes sense to me now that when I sit back and I think about it. But what was explained to me too is that the angels have the ability to elevate themselves to God's status. I did not know that. I was today years old when I found that out. So the Anunnaki, you have some Anunnaki that did elevate themselves to God's status. But what was explained to me was that there are certain tests that they have to go through before they're granted to become that status. That is what happened with Anu. That's what happened with Enlil. That's what happened with Enki, etc., etc. That's what happened with them. However, those Anunnaki guys, because they're such at a high elevated status, are not getting involved in this war. The soldiers are the angelics. And that is who is over this planet right now. The gods are just observing everything that's happening right now. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And I'm also going to drop something else on y'all that y'all ain't going to be no more. I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to share this little piece of information going to blow you niggas' wigs back. First of all, this shit's going to trip y'all out. First of all, I want to let y'all know that angelics are us. Angels are us. We are angels, okay? They are us, okay? I want to make sure you're clear. They are us. Okay? Listen, when I talk to my angelic court, when you see how hood they are, my court is hood as hell. The way they talk, I'm like, seriously, y'all? Seriously? Now, Archangel Michael himself is in fact an Anunnaki. That is, and he runs the gold order. Okay? He is an Anunnaki. I asked him that yesterday. I said, I got to ask you something. I said, because I think I'm about to pass out. I was like, are you an Anunnaki? He says, you figured it out. I said, oh my God. Bro! But that's because we've been whitenized with everything and colonized and Europeanized with every damn thing. And they put everything, all the images of Jesus and all the images of angels looking like him. And they don't look nothing like them. Okay? They don't look nothing like them. And if you would see an angel's true form is eyes anyway. Okay, they're just a bunch of eyes running around here. And their true form, and their truest of true form, they're a bunch of eyeballs with wings. And I've seen those too. Archangel Michael himself is actually, he looks, okay, I'm going to tell y'all something right now. He looks like he's Dominican. When I saw his straight black, he has straight jet black hair. And I said, I've been seeing him in this form for a long time. And I said, why do you look like that? You know what I'm saying? But then I finally found out yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You guys may have heard the term San Miguel. San Miguel. Right? Saint Michael, Saint Miguel, Saint Michael. Archangel Michael. Yeah, he's and at the end of the day, they still us. At the end of the day, it's still us. But yeah, I just think that's absolutely funny. Okay, guys, I gotta get off here. I gotta go. I got a class to teach. I'll come back later. Bye.